So perhaps I can elaborate on why I think it's a misnomer to characterize the horizon as like a physical location that...
What, like you've just done and claimed it blocks boats and buildings? Maybe you should clarify the complete nonsense you've just asserted. Yeah, feel free to tell us how wrong the statement you made 25 seconds ago is. And yet they're claiming it's a physical geometric sphere edge.
So you can't see it, but it's there.
That's the transition point. That is where there's a story about the actual reification of the maths. It only exists in maths. He's claimed to actually see it. He can't. It's the same horizon we see. Whoever that is, go ahead.
I could ask something very quickly.
Go ahead, Mr. Super Guy.
So who is claiming that the horizon is like a physical location? By which I'm assuming you mean like you can kind of get there, point to it, say I'm standing on the horizon.
Who's saying that? The people who think they live on a sphere?
Okay. I mean, I'm not flat earther. I think it's...
So you then, you're saying it.
But I don't... That doesn't make sense, though.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't make sense, does it? Because the horizon is not a physical location that is capable of blocking boats and buildings and utilization of geometric physicality to do exactly that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a misnomer. I think I would describe it...
Yeah, you realise that your religious belief in a sphere is based on it, though, right? Misnomer.
Being a physical location, like you can say I'm standing on the horizon.
Yeah, a tangent point that blocks boats and buildings in the distance. That's right, physical sphere edge. That's the tenet of your religion. It's the very thing your religion's based on. That's right.
So I would describe the horizon as...
I don't care how you would describe it. It's described as a physical sphere edge by the heliocentric religion. What you describe it as is irrelevant. It's described as a physical sphere edge tangent point that blocks boats and buildings, and yet that seems like a misnomer to you. Yeah, welcome to Flat Earth. The horizon's not a sphere edge.
So does that mean if I think the Earth is a globe, I'm somehow committed to...
That's the basis of that belief. Yeah, you're tied to it, all right. It's the very foundation of that belief. So yes, you're tied to it.
Okay.
Do you have a radius?
Sorry.
Do you have a radius for your globe?
Sorry, what was that? Okay, I would prefer if I could give you some ad hoc nonsense I made up. Was that what that okay meant?
Hang on,
I mean,
Nathan, please.
Weren't you just talking about like everybody having their own model? Like if I have...
Yeah, in an ideal world, unfortunately, most of the Western world's programmed with the idea that they're on a sphere. So while me and my idealistic outlook view of the world is that we should all just adhere to our own viewpoints, as opposed to renditions of a globe Earth rhetoric. That's what that means. Not that you should just impart your own fantasy on top of an already existing rhetoric with parameters and geometry. No, that's not what I meant by that.
Nathan, can I ask him a question real quick? What causes boats to disappear from bottom up? What causes that?
Because they're disappearing behind the horizon.
Sorry, a moment ago that seemed a bit squirrely. What was the word you used?
They're disappearing behind the horizon.
No, earlier you said that seemed weird or something. I can't remember the word you used, though.
Misnomer.
Stop. So why would 5 minutes ago it be a misnomer to claim that the horizon's a physical sphere edge, and now you're claiming just that?
I described...
Sorry, I'll ask again, without the stuttering response, please. Only moments earlier, it was a misnomer to describe the horizon as a physical sphere edge. Now you've described it as precisely that.
So, that's not what I'm doing.
That is what you're doing. You've just been asked what blocks boats and buildings, and you said the horizon, the sphere edge, Earth curve. A misnomer, according to you, only 5 minutes ago. That is what you're saying. Don't sigh. Don't lie either. That is precisely what you said.
Look, do you want me to answer the question? Do you want an answer?
What, by asking you something that you've obfuscated, sighed, and then lied about? Yeah, no shit, I want an answer. Why would it be something that seems like a misnomer 5 minutes ago, and yet very specifically what you're claiming right now?
So perhaps I can elaborate on why I think it's a misnomer to characterize the horizon as like a physical location that...
What, like you've just done and claimed it blocks boats and buildings? Maybe you should clarify the complete nonsense you've just asserted. Yeah, feel free to tell us how wrong the statement you made 25 seconds ago is.
I'd be happy to clarify if you'd give me the
So
time.
I'd rather you retract your statement that it's blocking boats and buildings before you go on to detail how that's a bit of a misnomer, given that you've said it blocks boats and buildings. So you're going to retract that nonsense?
And if you give me the time, I'd be happy to explain why I don't think there's a contradiction.
You don't think there's a contradiction with something that can't be seen, can't be measured, is not physical, only exists in maths, simultaneously being physical and blocking buildings. You don't think there's a contradiction there?
I'm not sure I'd agree with the way you characterize it.
On the question.
No.
There's a physical geometric sphere edge horizon, formerly known as Earth curve, a tangent point marked with an X labelled horizon in Earth curve geometry. It is claimed to physically block things. Now, it's also denied that it's even capable of being seen or measured, and it only exists in maths. According to you, it's a misnomer to describe it as a physical location, yet you're now going to justify how you believe that my description of this glaring contradiction is what, somehow an incorrect description of something being both not capable of being seen and physical, capable of blocking things. No, that is just a glaring contradiction, Mr. Super Guy.
Okay.
No, okay. The basis of most of the Western world's belief in a sphere that's totally untenable, or, as per your words, a misnomer, because we don't have a physical horizon.
So, alright, let's
So boats
a second to...
So boats aren't being blocked by a physical horizon then? That misnomer, contradiction, you're going to retract that shite?
Can I just have a second to actually explain what, at least as I understand it, the horizon actually is, and why it's not like a location that you could stand at?
Or block boats and buildings, like you've just claimed, and are still refusing to retract. Stand at? What, like it would get in the way of stuff? Like boats and buildings, like you've just claimed? Are you retarded? You're about to explain how it can't do the thing you're yet to retract. So are you going to go on to explain how it cannot block boats and buildings, as you've claimed? Because that seems nonsensical.
No.
Well, that's what you've said you want to do.
Well, maybe if you actually,
Maybe if I stop teabagging you with this contradiction over and over again, that you're going to explain how it's not physical, yet you're reluctant to retract your claim it blocks stuff. That would be physically blocking things. Not a contradiction, maybe. Maybe give you a chance to, stop getting teabagged by me. No, mate, I really enjoy grabbing retards like you by their short hairs and pointing out over and over again how they've contradicted themselves within about 3 minutes of conversation with them. It can't both be physical and have you now go on to detail how it's not physical if it's physically blocking stuff. Is it really time for me to start slowing this down with really drawn out words for the contradiction that you're not accepting?
Completely agree on this, but I think maybe if you give me a moment, we can come to at least some kind of...
Why do you keep asking for a moment every time you've got a chance to speak? It's a contradiction, a glaring one.
Well, you've spent the last few minutes just kind of shouting at me, calling me a retard.
Yeah, but that's because you've decided to tell Paul that the physical horizon you said was a misnomer to describe as physical, physically blocks boats and buildings! I'm gonna fucking tell you up for that, you complete retard! And if you don't like it, don't tell me that you're gonna go on to justify why we can't fucking describe it as physical when you've also said it physically blocks things!
I mean, I think it's quite funny more than I don't like it. But,
It's time to laugh at the flat earther who's shown you to be contradictory in your statements, is it?
No, I...
No, that was very high-pitched. I'm telling you off. You've come here with a glaring contradiction. Now, what's happening is I'm telling you off. Is that okay? Yeah, laugh at me, you fucking cunt. Yeah? You are a twat and a contradictory moron. And I, the flat earther, as per usual, getting annoyed with a retard who doesn't understand 5 explanations for how you can't both be non-physical and physically block stuff. Do you find that funny? Your own stupidity, that is. Find it funny?
I find your anger...
Yeah, it's anger at your retarded contradiction. And now we're going to, focus on how you find it funny that I'm getting annoyed at you and your stupidity that you're still yet to concede?
I mean...
Yeah, you haven't got a fucking word to say. I am telling you off for your contradiction. But you think it's high-pitched response and ha-ha-ha. No, it's me tearing you a strip and then telling you off for your nonsense. Do you get it?
My dude, would you...
Don't call me dude. Call me sir.
Oh, wise one.
Yeah, you're damn right I am. Oh, wise one who recognises contradictions. That's what you personally will refer to me as. Oh, wise one who recognises glaring contradictions. That's how you will address me from here on in.
Oh, wise one who tells me off.
Who recognises glaring contradictions, points them out while the person laughs.
Oh, wise one. I can't do it.
Yeah, I know you can't, because you've got not 1 ounce of humility. You're like every pathetic fuck who comes here.
Look, Nathan, do you want...
Don't tell me to look, Nathan. I'm telling you off, retard. You came here with a glaring contradiction. Now we've gone round and round and round with you moaning and with high pitch and laughter. We're at that stage again. You have declared, because you're a moron, that something needs justifying. And what's that needs justifying? How we can't claim the horizon's physical. Yet you've told Paul it physically blocks boats and buildings. That makes you a clown. Now maybe you'd like to laugh at that, clown. Laugh for me now, clown.
Nathan...
You don't seem to be laughing.
Nathan,
Laugh!
I would...
Yeah, you're not laughing very hard anymore, are you, Globehead? Because this isn't very funny, is it? Me telling you off? Really labouring how stupid you are, and then shouting at you with total justification. It's not much fun, is it? I'm stuttering like somebody getting told off.
I stutter and...
Yeah, you stutter because you're being demonstrated to be a clown by a flat earther who's now telling you off.
I stutter all the time, Nathan.
Yeah, I would expect that to be the case based on your performance here. I would expect many people tell you off for your stupidity. I expect this to be rather a regular occurrence based on your contradiction that you're still yet to concede. I would expect you to be in a position of stammering and stuttering based on how stupid you are.
Nathan, do you want to have, like...
Do you want to accept that your contradictory statement's been highlighted yet?
Are you...
Am I gonna keep going on about it indefinitely? Yeah, until I see 1 shred of humility from you.
I don't think they understand.
That's quite bitch, but okay.
So did you just call me a bitch? Is that what you just called me? I'm not a bitch, mate. Yeah? What I am is the guy handing you your ass, based on what you've said, and then telling you off for it. Now, what you are is a weasel with 0 humility, like everybody we encounter here. None of you have got any humility, but you like to call us bitches while we tell you off for your stupidity. Now, you fundies are going to have to get used to this scenario, because it's going to be happening more and more. And if you don't like it, you better start dealing with it anyway. Because this time of laughter while we point out your stupidity ends here.
Nathan, I would like to have...
I don't give a shit what you would like to have. You're getting told off. You think what you would like is anywhere close to top of my priority list? No. I'm telling you off.
I'm still perfectly content.
Oh, are you? I don't care what you are. You're getting told off. For abject stupidity and contradiction still yet to be conceded by somebody without any humility. That would be a typical globehead with a fundy religious belief in a sphere Earth. Still yet to concede it, aren't you, fundy?
Well, you've not let me actually explain myself.
You did explain yourself. You explained the contradiction and then I broke it down. What you're now doing is suggesting that we go round in the same circle again, aren't you? Because you've got no humility. So what's required for a fundamentalist zealot with no humility is that the same thing be explained to you 5 times. That has been done already. That's why I'm telling you off. But you think it's the same tactic in order? Oh, I haven't been given a chance to explain my glaring contradiction. No, you've explained it, I've dissected it, and now you're getting told off for it. I'm expecting you to acknowledge it, but that'll never happen, because we're dealing with zealotry. Now, you may not be aware that the globe has turned you into a zealot, but that's what this behaviour is defined as. Zealotry, my friend.
Alright, my dude.
So still no acknowledgement of your
Nathan?
glaring contradiction.
Why don't you just acknowledge it?
Because he's a fundamentalist
Nathan,
religious
you
zealot.
define what
He
their
can't.
reason was.
He can't acknowledge it. He's a fundamentalist
fundamentalist
religious zealot. See,
When-
there he is again laughing at us. Right? He's a fundamentalist religious zealot. He cannot, under any circumstances, acknowledge his contradiction.
If you would just listen.
So, okay, Nathan, let me just ask.
No, I'm not letting you do anything. I'm waiting for your acknowledgement of this contradiction I've pointed out 5 times. Yeah, you're not going to beg permission for me to give you anything, ever. Yeah, I despise you. I think you are scum. Yeah, people like Chaiki and Thunderfoot and you all behave the same. You're all scum. Zero humility.
I mean, I'm perfectly happy to sit here for as long as you're...
So sit there and shut up.